Hi everybody, I'm Patrick Dockery. In my life, I have worn many hats and tasted many flavors. As I travel the world, I explore the finest cities in search for culture, history, and great food. Along the way, I get to meet today's most interesting celebrities, focusing on the positive side of life, allowing them to share their causes, charities, and what truly fascinates them. We cook and dine with some of the finest chefs of our time, preparing healthy and delicious meals in some of the hottest restaurants. Also, we showcase the latest, most creative, and hippest trends of beauty, fashion, and lifestyle. I pursue my passion for health and fitness and acquire some of the most innovative wellness strategies. And now, I want to share this all with you. So come along on this amazing journey, and together we will experience a world of health, beauty, and life. On today's show, we're heading to Elvis Presley's Graceland in Memphis, Tennessee. We'll take you on an unforgettable tour through the most famous rock and roll residence in the world and explore the personal life of Elvis Presley. We'll check out how his revolutionary style and unique sound changed the face of popular music and culture forever. Then, coming up next, it's time for some lip-smacking Memphis barbecue. For over 40 years, Charlie Vergo's Rendezvous has served up some of the tastiest charcoal barbecued ribs in the South. This legendary one-of-a-kind restaurant is a local's favorite and is known as a destination for touring rock stars and U.S. presidents and everyone in between. But first, let's head down to Memphis and visit Elvis's Graceland. Elvis is credited with starting the rock and roll craze that stormed the nation in the 50s, forever changing the landscape of American music. Elvis purchased and moved to Graceland at only 22 years of age and made the 14-acre estate his home until his death in 1977. Open to the public in 1982, Graceland is a rich source of Elvis nostalgia and is a must-see for fans and music lovers alike. Well, here we are at the front steps of Graceland. Here we're with Kevin Kern. How you doing, buddy?
Nice to meet you. Welcome to Graceland.
And you're going to take us on an amazing tour.
Sure are. The King's Castle. Let's go check it out.
The King's Castle. We love it. Okay.
All right.
Kevin, this is pretty impressive. I mean, you got the stained glass and the couch and all, and this is just how Elvis lived, right?
This is the living room. This is where Elvis would have entertained a variety of guests, family and friends that would come visit the king at his castle, Graceland, here in Memphis. And classic 60s stylings here. We've got the white carpet, the white furnishings, and of course, you see these custom peacock stained glass panels that lead into the music room, which that is one of 4 pianos that was in that room during Elvis's lifetime. And also, at the very end of the room is a television set, one of 14 in Graceland. Keep in mind, Graceland, Memphis didn't have cable back during Elvis's lifetime. There were only 4 television stations on the air, but Elvis was an RCA recording artist, and RCA also made electronics.
Right, I remember that. Absolutely.
He had all that he could possibly want from RCA.
Wonderful. So this is Elvis's actual dining room where he ate a lot of his meals.
Exactly. This is where the Presley family would have dined each evening, just off the kitchen here. And of course, Elvis would have sat at the head of the table. Actually, at this end of the table, there's a little buzzer underneath there, so Elvis could ring the kitchen. But for the most part, the kitchen is just right over there. So in the South, we typically just yell.
Yeah, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
And then so we got the kitchen, and it's in the same condition. So we're gonna see some old appliances and everything. And
we're not actually going to see the kitchen on camera.
All right, very good. So
you've got to come to Graceland to see the kitchen.
So that's incentive right there, right?
Exactly.
Fascinating. So what's the next room we're going to see?
The next room we're going to see is the world famous Jungle Room.
Jungle Room. Let's do it.
Shag carpet all the way.
Gotta love that.
All right, let's go check it out.
Let's do it. Well, I really feel like I'm in the 60s now. We're standing on some green shag carpet. It's amazing.
I know, it's totally 60s.
Yeah.
But this was not only a sign of the times, this was also great for acoustics. So there's shag carpet on both the floor and ceiling, and Elvis, that really allowed the king of rock and roll to make music here at Graceland. He actually recorded a portion of 3 albums in this room because of the great acoustics provided by that shag carpet.
Yeah, actually, it's on the ceiling as well, and I can notice it. The sound just stops.
It does stop.
This is amazing.
So it's like a little mini private recording studio. But for the most part, the Den is simply what this room was known as when Elvis lived here. It didn't become the Jungle Room until Graceland opened for tours, and it just became nicknamed that in popular culture. And it's stuck today, but it's simply known as the Den. But inspired by Elvis's love of Hawaii, he filmed 3 movies there. He vacationed there quite a bit. His world famous Aloha from Hawaii concert. So this room is really inspired by Hawaii rather than the jungle. But
yeah, I noticed kind of the Hawaii feel to it and the vibe and the carvings.
Very
and
much
everything.
so.
Yeah, this is an amazing room, and he did a lot of hanging out with his buddies in here, huh?
Exactly. This was kind of the wild room, and there's a waterfall at the end of the room, but in front of that would have been one of those large projection tube big screen televisions from back in the day, and so again provided by RCA because Elvis was an RCA recording artist. So the latest and greatest electronics in the King's Castle here.
Wow, amazing. Well, this is definitely a unique room, and we're glad you let us come and check it out.
All right, next stop is the King's Bling, all of his gold and platinum records.
Ooh, let's check it out.
All right, let's go.
Pretty exciting. Stick around. There's a lot more Graceland to see. Welcome back to the king of rock and roll's home, Graceland. So this actually used to be a racquetball court.
I know, underneath our feet, you can hear it. It's a hollow floor. There's a racquetball court just underneath us, but all around us are gold and platinum, multi-platinum albums for Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll. Elvis still continues to receive sales awards from the RIAA still even to this day because he still continues to sell. One of his biggest selling albums is going to be his Christmas album because that's a little evergreen and continues to sell each December, but it's just a testament to his legacy, which lives on today through his music. But also here in the racquetball building, we've got some of Elvis's famous jumpsuits.
Yeah, the jumpsuits, yes.
Which
gotta have the jumpsuits.
Gotta have the jumpsuits. You know, Elvis transitioned to an on-stage costume type apparatus known as the jumpsuit in the late 1960s, 1969, in the International Hotel in Las Vegas. But Elvis's unique style of the jumpsuit eventually influenced the likes of Evel Knievel, who was a huge Elvis fan, who wore a jumpsuit style.
Absolutely.
costume.
Almost like a superhero costume.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Which Elvis was a big fan of comics. Drawing on that, and this is also a little bit of an inspiration from the karate.
Right, the Kempo. He was into Kempo karate.
He was. So this kind of influenced the design, and then the IC Costume Company, which stands for Ice Capade Costume Company, which did a lot of stage wear for performers, was responsible for producing these.
They're quite unique and amazing, and what a trendsetter.
One of a kind, the king of rock and roll.
That's right. There is so much more for visitors to see within this home, but you'll have to visit to experience it all. The property also features a vintage car museum with several of Elvis's rides on display. Additionally, guests can visit the Lisa Marie, Elvis's personal jet, equipped with a seating area, conference room, and a private bedroom. For the jet, Elvis hand-selected fabrics, decided on color schemes, chose the onboard audiovisual system, and even okayed the gold fixtures in the bathrooms. A special part of the tour is the meditation garden and the final resting place of the king. Here, visitors can pause and take a moment to reflect on Elvis's legacy and place in rock and roll history.
We are just outside the meditation garden, which was an original rose garden when Elvis purchased the home, and part of this brick backdrop and the stained glass that you'll see was created when Elvis lived here, and he had no intentions of being buried here at Graceland, but out of necessity after his passing in 1977, Elvis was buried here at Graceland, and it's just a quiet moment of reflection to pay your respects to the king of rock and roll. So I'll let you go ahead and go on and pay your respects.
Kevin, this was an amazing tour. Thanks so much.
Thank you for coming. We enjoyed it.
Really appreciate it. I mean, I felt like I was in Elvis's home and I felt his presence. It was amazing.
Well, we hope you felt like you were treated like rock and royalty.
Yep, by the king of rock and roll himself.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. And and Memphis is a pretty amazing place, and Graceland being here, I mean, there's a lot of things going on here.
But don't forget the barbecue. It's the best barbecue on both sides of the Mississippi here in Memphis.
Oh, you're calling it out now, huh? All right, well, we'll have to try that while we're here.
Please do.
Thanks so much.
All right, thank you.
And thank you so much for being here. And until next time, just remember to enjoy. Coming up next, it's time for some of that Memphis barbecue. Welcome back. Now let's head over to Charlie Vergo's Rendezvous. Well, hi everybody. We're here in Memphis, Tennessee at the Rendezvous restaurant with the owner, John Vergos. And
welcome to the Rendezvous.
Did I say it correctly?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And we got also Bobby Ellis. And what is your position here?
I am the kitchen manager.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Good looking, smart, and got it going on, right?
Yeah.
How long have you been here, Bobby?
Yeah.
I've been here 44 years.
44 years?
Yeah.
You're only about 35. You look like about 35.
58.
58?
And 58. Started when I was 13.
Loving it.
Only job I ever had.
Wow, he must be good to work for, huh?
Sometimes.
Oh, how you doing? Well, you know, good to meet you as well. And you know what? The thing that first impressed me was your location. I mean, you're in an alley. Tell me about this.
Well, we're in a basement in an alley. Even though it sounds exotic and difficult to find, we're just 50 yards from the front door of the Peabody Hotel. And how we ended up in an alley wasn't something that was done by design. My father actually started a diner with his brother-in-law after the war, and there wasn't enough in the diner for two families to eat, but they couldn't get out of the lease. So he said, look, you keep the diner and I'm going to go in the basement and figure something out. And so it really started more as a tavern.
Yeah, and now you can seat like about what?
700 people. Yeah, it started with 80 seats.
Downstairs and upstairs? And
yeah, it started with 80 seats, and so we're pretty fortunate. It's grown far more than any of our expectations.
Well, it's known worldwide, and you've had presidents here and celebrities all the time. I mean, you said Bush was here, Bush Jr., right?
Bush,
President Bush,
W. Bush,
yeah.
And you know, Clinton. And we fed President Obama and Michelle on Air Force One. You know, we've had just about. We started feeding the Rolling Stones in 1964, when my dad actually tried to kick them out because they were so raggedy looking.
Oh, and then he realized who they were.
He realized who they were and said, I better take care of these guys. And so they've always come to the Rendezvous whenever they're touring.
Right on. So a lot of history in here.
There is a lot of history. You know, if you stay in business long enough, you kind of create history.
And being in business this long is saying something about the quality of the food.
Day in, day out, our food is consistent, and that's real important in the restaurant business.
I love it. And you know, we were talking a little earlier about the quality of the meat that you use, and we're talking about ribs today and sausage, and that's what we're gonna show today. And you told me something special about your rib.
We use one of the best ribs that we can buy, which is called a loin back rib. It's not a baby back rib. It's different from a spare rib. It have enough meat on it to preserve it, keep it from drying out. And like I said, it's only take an hour and 30 minutes to cook a slab of rib. You cook it basically longer than that, you're gonna burn it up.
And we were talking about the difference between what you guys do here, which is charcoal. You actually cook in the ribs.
It's actually cooked over charcoal.
Yeah.
There's no gas. It's not artificial. And it takes, like I say, only an hour and 30 minutes. We got a good slab of rib. It's one of the best you can buy.
So you start off with a good meat. You have the good cooking process. Don't overdo it.
Don't overdo it.
Let's get back there and go through the process. I think people are really interested in that.
All right.
All right, so let's do it. Well, guys, so this is where all the magic happens, huh?
Yeah, we're at the pit.
The pit.
You're in
I love
the
it.
pit.
I love the pit.
All right.
I will say, every one of our ribs, go ahead, Bobby, they're hand cooked.
It's all original right here. Start right here.
Oh, that looks so good.
This is a good slab. This is what we call gold. All right, we start cooking it from the bone side down. Like I said, pork cooks from inside out.
Okay.
And cooking it slow and easy is the way to do it.
Right on. So is there any technique to that?
Yes, we baste our ribs. As long as we cook them, we baste.
Ooh. That gives them moisture?
That keeps the moisture, helps keeps the moisture in them.
And it's our vinegar too, so it has a little bit of.
Oh, so there's a little bit of vinegar.
And the basting have to be hot.
Gotcha.
That helps us crystallize the seasoning on top of our rib.
Ooh.
Now it's time you can try
You
some.
made me get freaky now. Now you laid out the ribs.
Lay it out the rib.
They're all cooked up.
They're already cooked. But like I said, when you cut ribs, you want to cut them one side, because meat basically all is just only on one side of the bar. You want to start cutting it like that.
Wow.
See, all the meat's on one side right
One side.
And then you have to-go orders the whole bit. I mean, ship all over the world and
We have to go
24-hour service.
Anywhere in the United States you like.
We
Anywhere.
don't ship all over the world, but we do ship anywhere in the
Anywhere
U.S.
in the country.
You can go online, or you can dial 888-HOGS-FLY,
Hogs fly, I love it.
and we can deliver the very next day. If you call by 4:30 through the week, we'll get it to you next morning.
That's awesome. Don't go anywhere. It's heating up in the kitchen at the Rendezvous. We're back. Okay, it's time to taste some delicious Southern barbecue.
Next process for you to try.
Oh, yeah? Okay, well, that's my favorite process.
You need to try one bone plain before you try it.
Okay.
So take one bone and take a bite.
Okay, and then we're gonna see the difference.
Then you will see the difference.
Okay, everybody, this looks delicious. It looks amazing. Smells wonderful. There you go. Oh my gosh.
All right. Now let's try it with.
I love it.
Let's try it with our hot basting juice.
Okay.
This is considered our hot basting juice. It has to be hot.
Okay.
When you put it on, because it helps crystallize the seasoning on the rib.
Okay.
If it's cold, it won't do good, but it has to be hot.
Okay, very good.
All right. Here we go.
Okay. Wow. And then some special seasoning, which we're not going to divulge.
No, we can't.
Know that it's special, right?
All right.
Been around a little while, right?
Yes, it exists, and you can order it.
Put it on anything you like to eat.
So this is my second try.
There you go.
Now this is the same rib that I had.
Just like.
Nice and warm too. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I taste vinegar.
Yes. So it's a
Oh,
vinegar
it's
based. It's a vinegar basting.
This is mind-boggling, right? Well, you know, huh?
Yeah.
We have sauce on the table.
If you like.
Yeah, if you
but
like.
I think
Wow.
sauce sometimes overpowers your meat. You don't taste the meat when you basically put salt. Here you still taste the meat with this.
This is ridiculously good.
They're made to
That's
come on-
meaty meat. You like you taste it. This is
The
amazing.
charcoal gives the flavor of the meat.
Absolutely.
That's where it comes from.
Well, now I know why people come from all over the world to come here and eat, because this is amazing, you guys. Well, this is your most popular thing here, but we also have something else that you do that people really love.
We do
Almost
the
as
pulled
popular.
pork. We do pulled
Oh, your
pork
pulled pork.
and
Brisket.
brisket, and chicken, lamb. But he's got Robert here has a thing that he's going to do. He's going to do our cheese and sausage.
That's probably our most second popular
Really?
thing. It's an appetizer.
All right. We're on the side over here. I was just eating, and John came over and said, hey, you got to try this.
You do have to try it. It's mustard vinegar based. There's no mayonnaise in it. And actually, the recipe is a 100-year-old recipe. My grandfather used to have a hot dog stand on Beale Street, and he's the one that created it, or he either got it from the coleslaw fairy. I don't know, but it's truly different. It's truly unique.
This isn't even right. It's so good.
I love our stuff.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy right now.
Good.
My tummy's happy. I'm happy. And now we're going to get to see the sausage and cheese. I can't wait for that. All right, Bobby. So you got some help here, huh?
Yes, I do. This is Robert.
Hey, Robert. How you doing? Good to meet you, man.
All right. He's making our cheese and sausage plate. This is our man.
Okay.
This is our cheese, pickles, and pepper. Robert will show you the rest.
And this is super popular here.
Yes, this is one of our advertisers that we do. And this is one of our most popular advertisers besides our nachos, which we serve a chicken nacho and a pork nacho, which is fantastic. But this is one of our special when he first started in business, was the cheese and sausage plate.
Okay.
So Robert will show you the rest.
All right, Robert.
How y'all doing?
Doing good.
All right, we start our plates with pepperoncinis, cheese, and prickle spears. Take a link of sausage. We actually cook them on the pit directly above the fire.
Right on, right on.
And we don't cut like that. We cut at an angle
Looks like you've done that before.
a lot.
Yeah.
We take usually 10 pieces of sausage.
Dang, that
Take
was,
our house shape.
okay. That's the special, right? That's the
That is our
the
specialty.
very special.
Our seasoning goes on basically anything that we use. We put our seasoning on.
Okay.
That's what brings out the flavor and taste.
And we top it off with usually 5 to 6 crackers.
Okay. Right on.
And that is the famous Rendezvous cheese sausage
I
plate.
get to try it, right?
If you didn't have a gluten issue, I would recommend put a piece of cheese and a piece of sausage on a cracker, eat it, chase it with a pickle, and maybe even put a little mustard.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm going to try it just straight up with a little cheese and pickle and a little pepperoncini. I'll go for it. And I'm still hungry. You eat it all together? Hey, you know what? I do everything except for the cracker because, I'm gluten intolerant. But you know what? If you like crackers and you can eat them, put it on it, right?
There you go.
Very good. All right, well, I'm going to get a nice piece. I'm going to eat this with my finger. Now, look how good this looks. It's perfectly
Nice and
cooked,
brown.
warm, and delicious. So I'm going to take a bite of cheese. I'm going to do it like this. Bite of cheese. Oh, my. What the heck? You didn't even warn me how good this was.
Chase it with a pickle.
There you
Pickle?
go.
What's up? Oh, man. I'm going to go pepperoncini, too. Perfect. Now I see why this is so popular.
And it's definitely finger food. I always fuss at people that eat it with a knife and fork.
That's just like we have
I'm all
customers
about
that try to
meat
eat
barbecue.
ribs with a knife before.
Right?
Yes.
Pick it up.
Pick it up.
We got the sausage plate. We got the ribs. We love it. So let's go out in front, get back with John, and say goodbye to everybody and let us know what we're doing. All right? Thanks so much. Come on. Oh. This is good. Thank you so much for having me here. I mean, the food is amazing. In fact, I got to tell people, when they get to Memphis, they have to come here, right? Absolutely.
There's a good barbecue all over Memphis, but if you come to Memphis, and especially if you have one night, I think you should come to the Rendezvous because it's a pretty unique place.
Vinegar, sausage and cheese, smoked meats, you name it, right? And how many? And you guys do a big business. How many ribs, pounds of ribs?
We average 7,000 to 8,000 pounds of ribs per week.
Man.
That's a lot of ribs.
And that's 5 days. That's 5 because we're closed Sundays and Mondays.
Sunday, Monday. So remember, Sunday and Monday closed, so make sure you get here during the right days, between Tuesday and Saturday, right?
Correct.
And thanks so much for everybody for being with us today. And until next time, just remember to enjoy. Stick around, there's more Health Bitty Life to come. Okay, welcome back. Thanks to all of our guests on this week's show, to Kevin Kern for hosting us on our tour at Elvis Presley's Graceland, and thanks to Charlie Vergo and his cooking staff at the Rendezvous restaurant in Memphis, Tennessee for serving up some delicious Southern barbecue. Until next time, just remember to enjoy.